What's up, guys? We're back again today with another great video, and in today's video we're actually going to be working on the RS 8.0 front lip. As you guys know, when I talked about it in the last video, we have a small crack right here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take off the pieces on either side, like the little fog light covers, I guess you could call them, or air dam covers. We're going to take those off and salvage any clips, pull the lip off of here, and then get rid of this bumper. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. Alright guys, so with these it's pretty self-explanatory if you guys are going to put in fog lights, or if you're taking these out of another car to put into yours or whatever. Basically what you're going to do is, you can see there's like a little peg right here. So if you'll just take and push that in, it'll kind of clip, and you'll push it in while sliding back, and it'll make that clip go behind the plastic. There's actually 4 of them, and then there's one right underneath here. So once you do that, then once all 4 of those are clipped back, then you can just pretty much just slide it out pretty easy, just like that. And then we'll have to lift it over the lip. So then you can just grab it, and there's what it looks like. So it's pretty simple taking those out. So now we're pretty much just going to do the same thing for this side, just clip those, take it out, and then we're actually going to start unscrewing the front bumper, and then save any of these clips that are like this one, or like the ones down here that hold the lip to the bumper, or the bumper to the splash guard if you don't have a lip. And then hopefully once we get the lip off, then we can start repairing it with our plastic weld. Okay, so now before I start taking the lip and stuff off, one thing I kind of wanted you guys to see is, I think that this car has maybe not really been in a wreck, but they might have ran it like up on a curb or something and kind of broke their bumper right here, because it's definitely been repaired before. And this is definitely, I'm pretty sure, a Toyota bumper. I'm not 100% sure. Because all the stickers and stuff are off of it, but you guys know that our bumper, which is laying up there, is a Toyota bumper. So anyway, they have repaired this at some point in time, and before I even get the lip off, I can kind of see how they've tried to repair the lip too. So maybe this lip has actually been broke before. As you can see over here, this little support piece is fine, the center one is fine, and then right here it's actually been broke off. So we might actually try to somehow make another support piece right here, or we might just leave it like it is. Honestly, with my lip on the black TC, we actually only have 2 supports on it, one like right here and one right here. So that's probably plenty, because as you can see there's another one right here around the turn on either side, and both of those are fine. And then of course up here on the top there's 2 screws there and there. So we'll go ahead and we'll try to take this off and see. But what's kind of funny is this area right here that they've kind of repaired is actually near the area that it cracked this time. So that might be the reason why it cracked again. It's because it was already weak. So let's take it off and we'll see where we're at from there. And all the bolts that you need to take off for this should be an 8mm. Okay guys, so one thing I was going to say is I'm wrong. The ones up here on either side are 8mm, and the ones that run underneath are 6mm for mine. But like I said, this one has definitely been repaired or something before, I believe, so they could be a little different for your guys. But anyway, as you can see, there's the lip off. It really don't look too bad, except this one crack right here, which is what we talked about, but that's an easy fix. If you've got some plastic weld, not a big deal. And we still have, one good thing is we still have the red gaskets that they used from factory. The other spot is right there, and I actually think that they probably tried to make a bracket or something before, kind of like that one right there, to replace the one that's been broken off, and it's probably just came off too. So I don't think that this lip has actually been broke before. I believe they just try to make a reinforcement. So we might do the same, or we might just not use it because there's really no point. Obviously it's on there pretty secure. The only way my lip's secured to my TC is there's one screw right here, and then there's those two in the center, and then one screw on the other side. Because they're so tight to the bumper, they kind of stay on there themselves anyway. And plus, I'm sure that they use some adhesive from factory. We'll obviously use some 3N tape in some of the spots that are going to touch the car. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the rest of the clips that we can salvage from that bumper that was destroyed in the wreck, and then we'll go ahead and we'll make us a table kind of right here in the middle of the garage with some sawhorses, and we'll start plastic welding the slip together, because that's pretty much the last stage. We just got to get it kind of obviously plastic welded back together and pretty close to being fixed before I take it to paint, because honestly, the more stuff that I can do, it'll make it cheaper on me, because if he just has to paint them rather than, you know, have to prep it and sand all that down and stuff, it'll make it cheaper on you. So I'm trying to do as much work myself so the paint and stuff won't be as much. So let's go ahead and we'll start making our table. Alright guys, so we've got a little table made real quick. So now we're going to go ahead and start working on this crack right here in the lip. So basically guys, to repair this, we're going to use a soldering iron first. And what that's going to do is it's literally like welding or tack welding. So we're going to go from behind, and it's basically just going to melt the plastic together to where it'll be flush again. Because as you can see on this side, obviously it's cracked in. So if you hold it up like this and then you tap weld it on the back, it'll hold it flat like this, and then that way we can use some plasti-pair and actually make it conform back together. So this is pretty much exactly what everybody else does to repair plastic. So we're going to show you the steps of how to do it. Okay guys, so now you can kind of see right here the crack actually starts down here, and it's really hard to see on the camera now, but there you go. So it's pretty easy to plastic weld yourself. You just got to have somebody to help you kind of keep it flush on the front. And now we're going to work up to here, and then we'll put some of the plasti-pair stuff on the front and the back, and then we'll sand it down even. Right now there's kind of still a little bit of a lip right in here, and that's just where obviously the paint and everything has busted. So let's go ahead and we'll keep working up here. Okay, so here's what it looks like now. So as you can see, it's all pretty much together. There's no big crack in it. There's just a little seam going up. So now what we're going to do is, normally we'd use our Dremel tool, and we're actually going to cut down this crack right here, and then we'll pour the plasti-pair in this crack and fill it up even, and then we'll sand it down and it'll make it one again. But what we're actually going to have to do this time is use a drill, because our Dremel tool actually broke. But we're going to use a little blade and cut this crack wider to where it'll have like a trough for this to go into. And then we'll mix this up in this little thing right here, pour it in there, let it sit, and then sand it down, and it'll be good as new. Alright guys, so as you can see now, we cut a groove right in here to where our plasti-pair can lay in really good. So now we're going to go ahead and mix it up and start putting it in. Alright guys, so it's actually the next day, and we sanded it down, and it is perfect. It literally looks like it never happened. Like once they primer this and then sand that down, You'll never even know that it was cracked right here, besides the back where we had to make those heat marks. But if you guys are having problems with your lip, or you know, like some people accidentally hit curbs or whatever, and crack their lips, this is a good way to fix it if you have like an RS one, because obviously these are very expensive lips because you can only get them from the dealership. You know, some people, like mine was an aftermarket one, it was only like a little over $100, so it wouldn't be as big of a deal as it would be for something like this. But this is still a good way to fix it if you have a small crack and you don't want to have to buy like a brand new lip. So anyway, I hope this helps you out on how to fix your lip if you cracked it or whatever. But anyway, guys, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below if there's other ways that you can do this. I'm not saying that we did it the best, but this is just the way that we repaired it with the plasti-pair and also using the soldering iron. There's other ways to actually plastic weld stuff as well. So if you guys know of another way, you can comment it down below, and we'll actually, the more we start rebuilding and stuff, the more tools we're going to get. So obviously we'll get some more tips for that are actually meant for plastic welding and stuff. So anyway, make sure you guys do all that and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, and remember, build your masterpiece.